Hey, what's up guys, OSJ here with a change from the norm for me. I'm doing a product review. So I was asked to review this retro gaming console called the Super Console X Cube. Yeah, the name is a bit overkill, and it's from China, so God knows what we're gonna get. The system is for sale on AliExpress for £33.95 for the base model with two wireless SNES clone controllers, up to $64.52 for the full shebang with 256GB memory, 4 wireless PS3 clone controllers and fully loaded with games. First of all, before we dive in, let's look at the AliExpress sales page. We have the different models here which when selected displays the price for each one, and further down we have descriptions of a couple of other products that these sell. The Super Console X Pro, which incidentally I wasn't worthy to review, and also the super retro looking 2TB hard drive fully loaded with games. Nice looking thing that for £76, it isn't really that bad either. Anyway, back to what we got. So this is the Super Console X Cube and it boasts 50,000 plus games built in and over 50 emulators. Perfectly support for PS1, PSP, N64, DC, Dreamcast and MAME, etc. Well, I'll be interested to see what the PSP and Dreamcast emulation is like on this. The pictures are a bit misleading here, showing a full NES size unit, but in fact it's more like the size of a NES Mini, which let's face it, suits most of us more. The device can be connected to multiple devices, which is standard for most HDMI output systems. Supporting 26 languages, switching. It may have become apparent here that the written English in this advert isn't the best, but let's try and look past that for now. Oh, supporting up to 4 players. That's a nice touch and something you don't get as standard with most mini consoles. A large heatsink that will disperse the heat. This is something I presume would aid the emulation of Dreamcast and PSP, as I know they can make the older pies get hot. I'll just have to take the ad's word for this at this time because I'm not opening this up to check. Wireless gamepads, which is also nice to have as long as they work. Okay, I've had enough of looking what this should do. Let's take a look at the real thing. So here we have the package I received. The box was damaged slightly but nothing major. As we move around we can see the contents and another spelling mistake, which again doesn't fill me with confidence about this product. Opening it up we have a nicely packed box with a box insert inside. We'll look at that in a second. Underneath we have instructions and 2 wireless controllers in the style of PS3. Just to show you how much alike these are, this is a real PS3 controller alongside the product one. Obviously the PS3 controller has a built-in lithium battery, while these are just powered from 2 AAA batteries. Moving back to the white box, inside we have the main unit, HDMI cable and power supply. Looking at the console we have a NES-like design, and when the cartridge flap is opened we have 4 USB ports for the controllers, with power and hard drive LEDs down below. Looking round the console we have a nicely finished case and a warning sticker on the side. Warning, do not plug or unplug a USB controller while the power is on. On the back we have from left to right the AV port, which we won't be using for this video, a memory card slot with a micro SD card loaded, this is a 64GB one, an HDMI out port, Ethernet port which again I won't be delving into in this video but I'm guessing that this board is just like a Pi clone, power jack and the off on push button. Moving on to the controllers now, they are very light but remember we need batteries in which go here. When opened up we get a Bluetooth adapter for each controller. Right, let's fire this thing up. After the initial load we are met with a platform selection screen featuring systems from Atari 2600 to PSP. The controller works nice and the transitions between the systems are smooth, which sometimes with some consoles is an issue. First up let's have a look at the SNES, which loads up into a massive list of games. At this point I'd like to point out that not all the games are on here, so some that you might want to play might not be on here but you can add your own, with the step-by-step instructions which are included in the instruction manual. Choosing a game launches the emulator, which when loaded up features a corresponding bezel for the system. This can be changed or switched off in the settings. It's not detailed in the instructions but it's pretty standard stuff. Anyway, Mario Kart loaded and runs really smooth. We will quickly check through the emulation on some more systems now. First up we have the Amiga running Apidia. It runs and sounds great as you can see. No issues starting games or anything, so I'd assume it's running WHD load. Next up for all the Amstrad fans is Batman on the CPC. It auto-loaded as expected when the game was chosen with no issues, and the game is running and sounding fine too. Next up we have the C64. So I did have some issues with this system, and I'm sure it's down to the settings of the emulator car that RetroArch is using, as the games took a while to load. I personally didn't find this a problem, and I know it will be easy to tweak to get it faster. Anyway, this as you can see is the classic Monty on the Run, playing great and sounding even better. Next let's move on to MAME and play my favourite arcade game Double Dragon. As you can see there's no issues here, and the more I use this controller the better it feels. I mean yeah, it's cheap but it's very responsive and comfortable in your hands. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the systems as I'd be on forever, but rest assured that the older systems on this console work perfectly with no issues at all, and all of them have a really intuitive control method for navigating etc. The computer based systems all have an on-screen keyboard available by pressing select and start together, which is essential for starting some games. Okay, easy stuff over. Let's take a look at something a little bit more demanding. First up we'll try the Atomos Wave, which is an arcade board not supported in MAME. Blue Dolphin is a game, and I have to say that this runs great on here and is definitely going to get hammered after this video, as this game is awesome. Next we have the Dreamcast. I loaded up Power Stone, which loaded no problem and played great with no graphical issues, as you can see here. Then I loaded up Soul Calibur, which is my all-time favourite fighter, and it was a bit glitchy graphically but nothing major at first until I got into a level with blue sky backgrounds, and then it struggled. Now again, I'm not sure whether this is down to the emulator or not, but it never stuttered or anything in gameplay, and it didn't really annoy me at all. Another thing I will try and tweak in the emulator settings, as it's maybe just a plug-in or something. Okay, so I guess now I've got to give my verdict on the Super Console X Cube. Well, the name is still stupid, but I have to say I'm surprised about how good this is. So much is permanently plugged in now, and my wife and kids love it, and how simple it is to play games, so anything that gets a seal of approval for them is good. For me though, at just over £35, I'd say it's an absolute bargain. When you think of what you're getting, yeah, maybe it's not a Raspberry Pi, but it's working as good as one, and they are 35 quid just for the board. Then on top of that, this has a 4 USB expansion port, but the thing that I think is the biggest selling point is the controllers. As I've said, they are light, but they work brilliantly, and as you may have noticed on some of the gameplay clips, this emulates an Xbox 360 controller, so it works perfectly on PC too. When you think my last video like this was on the Amiga Mini, which is due next year for £120, it's a no-brainer for me, as this has everything apart from the Amiga style case, controller and mouse for a fraction of the price. I'd just like to say at this point, in no way am I affiliated with this company or product, and you are getting my honest opinion here. I was really dreading reviewing this, as in the past I've had some real shite sent to me, and in the end refused to review them on my channel, so I thought this was going to be the same, but it's not. And if you're looking for a cheap fun way to play all your favourite systems, then get over to AliExpress. The link is in the description below, and snap one of these up, as there's up to 48% off the RRP price for Black Friday. Right, that's it for this console review. I'm quite impressed with what I've just reviewed. Let me know in the comments below if you have one of these or if you plan to get one based on this review. Till next time, this is OSG, signing out.